fight weekend. All right. This is Kerry Steller with MMA UK and in the Girls Corner, and I am here speaking with the Phenom, Felicia Spencer. How are you, Felicia?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. You had a fantastic weekend. This UFC fight night in Norfolk. You beat, I don't want to pronounce her last name wrong, but it's Zarah Fairn.
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had a really, really, really great performance. I'm not surprised at all. I've seen all of your fights. You are a very well-rounded fighter. Everybody should know that if they don't. And tell us about this fight and about your evening. It was phenomenal to say the least.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Definitely happy I was able to, get the win in the first round like I was intending to do and make a statement, make a violent statement. Um, I kind of expected to let things go standing for a little bit and see where that went. And I knew eventually I'd probably end up on the ground, unless I get my hands on someone. That's where I like to go usually. Yeah, I think she's a really, talented opponent too. So, it was kind of felt almost bad about having, having to face her because I knew I'd be giving her second loss in a row. And, I really wanted, see her be successful in the future here. But yeah, great night for me. I'm very happy with it, and I'm excited about the future. And my
Man.
crash. Let me grab him. He just wants to hang out.
Oh, have him come in the interview. I'm surprised my cat hasn't jumped in yet. Yeah, it was great. I mean, you have finished two of your UFC fights in the first round,
Mm.
which is very, very exciting. And you're right, most of your fights do you end up winning on the ground, but with a submission. So it must have felt fantastic to get the TKO.
Yeah, it was kind of part of my game. I mean, I'll take any submission that's there, but I didn't want to. I wanted to try to be a little bit more violent, have a little bit a different side of me show, and at the same time, I know she's got some skills on the ground that I felt like if I went for a submission, she might be able to create a scramble kind of thing. So just wanted to stay dominant on top and stay violent on her.
And I actually would have thought that you would have gotten the fight bonus too. Boo on that. How did it feel co-main eventing a card like that? It was a great fight card from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great night of fights. I definitely was, hoping to not let that bonus slide by again. But again, like I said, it was a great night. So, it's up to whoever back there that gives them out. Um, I was just very happy and feeling lucky to be in that position that the UFC put me in the co-main event. And, I hope that means, um, you know, moving forward that I might have a lead position in, my next fight as well.
Well, that was actually going to lead into my next question. You had a call out at the end of your fight, as well did Megan. I can state your case as to why you deserve the title shot over her, and it's not anything other than it's mathematics. So why don't you state your case?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't like make a huge push that night because I didn't really think going in that there would be a big debate about who should get the title shot
Hmm.
after tonight. I figured, if somehow I lost, then of course Megan would get the shot. But I kind of figured, assuming that we both won, that I would be the front runner. So it was kind of like I was kind of surprised after to see all the debate and like how every post had like polls about who should get it. So I guess I should have made a stronger statement that I deserve that title shot, and that it's she could take it next. I'm getting that first shot at the title.
I think if you look again objectively and mathematically, and you look at both of your records and what you've done in the UFC and what you've done, let's just take yours alone. And before you beat Pan Sorensen, to get the Invicta featherweight title, and then you come into the UFC. Your first fight was with Megan, correct? And you beat her in the
Yeah.
first round, and then you went to war with Cyborg, which I'm not going to be mean and say anything, but other people haven't. So I just kind of feel like it's too many things in your column for you not to get that shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think what I've done in the UFC, kind of puts myself ahead of puts myself ahead. I feel like I deserve that shot. And again, I'm a big fan of Megan. I hope that she gets a title shot too after me. Like we can do the rematch. After when I have the belt, I'll do the rematch with Megan.
I was just going to say that so many people were commenting on Twitter, on Instagram, saying that, why doesn't Megan and Felicia fight for contention? I said, but they already did. Felicia already beat her. I said,
it was
it
less
doesn't
than a
make any
year.
sense.
I think people are saying, oh, she's on a 2-fight win streak. Well, that was less than a year ago. It was May, I think, 18th last year. It will have been less than a year when I think Amanda wants to fight May 9th. So it's like less than a year. I beat Megan already. So not that it doesn't mean that we couldn't fight again and things could be different. I think that she's probably gained, a lot of different things can happen. But yeah, I think it's my shot, and I feel like when I win, Amanda is probably, she doesn't seem like she wants to stick around in the division. She feels like she just wants to check that thing off of her list that she defended her belt. So I have a feeling that she wouldn't want like a rematch anyway. I feel like she would just want to go back to her division and go on with her life being one of the most, one of the best of all time or the best of all time, at least in our division, and have that thing checked off her list, and then I'll reign over the division there. So that's how I'm thinking it might play out, but who knows? The UFC loves Amanda, so whatever she wants to do, they're gonna do.
Well, and then there's also super fights down in the future after you beat her. That there's so many little things that can happen, and it's so funny because everybody throws Valentina in there, and I said it's too soon for the trilogy for them. It's just far too soon. So to me, you just absolutely make all the sense. And if I was UFC, if I was in Sean Shelby's shoes, I would then pull in Caitlin Young and Pam Sorensen and a couple of the featherweights to have Megan be able to contend for title contention.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple that are in the UFC that haven't fought yet too. Like I feel like Leah Letson is signed as a featherweight, and she's just been, I'm not sure, injured or something like that. I feel like that might be interesting to get her in the mix. And I know Megan called out Jermaine if Jermaine wanted to come back to the division, but I don't think she does want to. But I'm sure they'll be able to find at least a couple more. If we can slowly build it a couple more every year, and I think drawing from Invicta as always would be a good idea too. So.
Yeah. And Leah, she is, and I don't remember exactly why she hasn't had a fight since she had, I forget who she fought after the Ultimate Fighter, but she would be really good in the mix. She's a good featherweight. She's a natural featherweight. So to have her in there would be, I think, a lot of fun. And to that note, I mean, I if I was Jermaine, why not? Because she can saddle between both if she wanted to. And it might be a fun fight to watch, to see them strike together.
Yeah, like she might be intrigued by the matchup more so, but I feel like she'll feel, I don't know, maybe undersized, or I'm not sure. I know even though she's been the featherweight champ before, I'm not sure that she's interested in doing that again. But I'm not going to speak to her. I guess and say anything.
And it's so funny because people think, a lot of people were shocked that you were able to get the TKO. I'm like, listen, Felicia's not just a ground game chick. She's literally, you are so well rounded, and a lot of people, are questioning if the fight's going to go to the ground, what's going to happen, and I already can see what'll happen. You have a phenomenal, very underrated ground game in the UFC. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's next.
Now, when typically you haven't taken any injuries in this fight, you had a really great fight camp. When would a great turnaround be for you?
Well, it really just depends on this title fight. I know Amanda wants to do it in May, so if they do a quick turnaround again, then so be it. It'd be nice to have a little bit more time, but if that's what they want to do, that's a big card to be on. So it really comes down to a conversation with the UFC and going from there.
Absolutely. Now, you were or are going to be on Ariel Helwani's show today?
Yeah, in a couple hours.
Are you so excited for that? He's awesome. He does a fantastic job. And the lineup today is fantastic too.
Yeah.
Company.
Yeah. I knew the first time I was on a show, I was like, oh, finally, I made it, because I was a big fan of the show. I'd watch it 10 years ago, when it was just a little, so much smaller, smaller production. So I was so excited the first time I was on it. So yeah, I'm still excited to be on it, and to state my case, and make it more clear maybe this time that I don't think there should be a debate. It's my shot to take.
Absolutely. There really shouldn't be a debate, and I'm going to agree with you on that. And I've said it. Since this weekend, I've said it to quite a few people. I'm like, there's just no. There's no debate. If you add up the numbers, there's zero debate. But if you look sometimes at marketing, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm biased and we're friends that I'm like, but you're so much more marketable. It also shows you got that co-main event spot, and that to me says something.
Exactly. I feel like that means that even though she might be more popular, I feel like the UFC is behind me for that reason, for putting me in that position. Coming off a loss, doesn't matter. They still put me in the co-main event against someone who lost to me. And so it was kind of I was shocked that they did that, but I was like, well, obviously it's because they're behind me right now, so they want to,
I remember.
I think it was for a reason. It was to set up a shot with Amanda, and I'm here to take it.
I think that I remember after you fought Cyborg, I don't know where I read it or if it was on the internet that I saw it, that Dana White has said he was so impressed with you and so impressed by your performance and what you did and how you handled that fight. And I think that just speaks volumes alone as to why. And I mean, I don't think there was one person that wasn't impressed with your performance against her.
Well, there were a lot of people online that weren't, but that's okay.
I don't their problem.
Yeah, exactly.
There's people that are going to say something anyway, no matter what. You could have the literal, like last night, or Saturday night, you could have the best performance of your entire life, and somebody out there is going to be like, well, they did.
Yeah. It's never perfect. It's a fight, it is what it is. I always will look back at my fights and cringe a little bit, there's always something I want to do better, but that's why I'm here, I critique myself just as much as anyone, so.
But that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's what's going to get you to that level and to well, you said, you maybe should have stated your case a little bit better. And well, now you have the opportunity. You have the Ariel Helwani show for an opportunity there. And I'm sure there's going to be tons more people messaging you for an interview, and you're going to have that opportunity to state your case. And I just have a feeling you're going to end up getting a phone call really soon.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Now, how's home life? You guys have a new dog. You're recently married. How is everything apart from fight life?
It's great. Yeah, we got married in December, my husband, and he actually had his pro debut 2 weeks ago. So it was nice. He got a TKO victory quicker than mine. So that he always does that. So he's a killer. So yeah, that was fun. We got a puppy back in January. He's already like more than twice the size he was. So he's a cane corso. He could be a big boy. So he's a big baby. But yeah, that's honestly, people ask like, oh, how is married life different? I'm like, we've been living the married life for so long. Honestly, the life changing thing is a puppy. Like now that's the change. We're still we're working on our house still, slowly but surely. It's a livable home, so we're happy, and yeah, everything's going good. I'm staying busy and still teaching kids class. I'm ready to go work on some jiu-jitsu with the kids again today, and go say hi to my team and celebrate a little bit.
Oh, you're back already?
Yeah, we got back. We got home just before midnight last night.
Oh, well, it's not that far, so I was going to say that.
Yeah, I took today off work so I could, just kind of hang out and do stuff around the house, and then back to work, my regular job, I guess, tomorrow. I am talking about, possibly taking a little bit more time off from work, maybe to just have everything set for, a potential big fight coming. So, but yeah,
it's coming.
I'm very, very excited.
I'm like, oh, it's coming. It's definitely coming.
But, we're happy. Whatever happens, happens. If I didn't get a title shot, I mean, it would be a little bit surprising, and but I'm a happy person. Like, I don't take things personal anymore. I've really learned to just live my life, and take it as it comes, because I feel like the luckiest person in the UFC, like the position I was in to come in, and I knew what I wanted. I didn't want to shy away from anything, but I came in the UFC, I won, I got to fight a legend, I won again, I'm going to get to fight another legend within a year. Like, I'm so lucky. I know I am. So, whatever happens, happens. I'm happy.
No, you are, and you're blessed, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to live out your dream,
Yeah.
and to be able to actually, I have to take note to that, to be able to actually be able to say that you don't take things personally, and really not take them personally, to me is huge, because I see that way too often, that people get like so sour feelings, and it's like, listen, shit just sometimes happens. You know what I mean? You got to roll with it.
Very like, intertwined, like just everything would weigh on me so much. And now it's, I have a great life and I'm happy, and people can say whatever they want about me. I don't care. I'll make fun of myself right there with you. Yeah. So it's great. Yeah, I'm in a great position.
If you can't laugh at yourself, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
I'll prepare myself a new one.
I got to ask you though, because I have so many fans and people that watch, and people that are, I do hear people a lot like that, they can't get past that. How did you get over, so to speak,
Yeah.
people caring about what people thought? Because I just gave it up for Lent, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to care. Like, and I try so hard every day not to. So I'm like, now I'm going to try even harder for the next 40 days. But what brought you to that awareness that, like, it doesn't matter?
Yeah, and I don't know that, I'm not sure that it's something that you can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna stop caring, and then you stop caring. Like, you just have to feel the, find peace in your life. I don't know. I feel like a lot of it had to do with, um, you know, having such a great relationship with my now husband. Like, it's, I know no matter what, like, we're best friends. I have my best friend by my side all the time, and like, we're doing the best we can, and that's whether we have a house or we're under the bridge. It really doesn't matter. And I know, like, I feel like his like love for me like made me love myself more, kind of like cliche shit like that. But yeah, the people talk about, a lot of people have said a lot of things about like my body type, a little thicker and whatnot. It used to really get to me, and now I'm like, you know what? My husband loves me, so I don't care. Yeah, I'm a little thick. It's all right. I'm like, this is just how my body works. I'm healthy. I'm happy, and I'll laugh along with you now. So that kind of stuff, I think, really, just finding that peace with myself, I guess.
The
It comes,
world needs it.
I'm pushing 30 now, so I think it's just a lot of growing up.
You're so cute. I'm pushing 30. I just hit 41 and she's pushing 30.
Now you'll find your way. I don't think it'll happen all right away, but you just have to know eventually everything will work out.
It's so true. And you know what? I think a lot of it does come with age, and I think, again, finding somebody that's your best friend, and, you guys have been, like you said, building this life together for a long time. And that's huge too. And you guys train together, which is just there's a lot of importances in life, and, what makes a happy life and makes you happy together or separate. And I think that's huge. And I mean, did you corner his fight?
I did not. I was there. I drove up with them, but they only get 2 corners, and I wanted to let him have. He wasn't really in my corner when I was in Invicta or anything, and
Okay.
pretty much like in the UFC, the security's so tight, like you'll never see each other. If he's not in my corner, I won't see him at all until midnight that night, and it was just kind of like having him there. He's a good third man in the corner. But when there's only 2, we just want a little bit more focus and that kind of thing. So, but I was there. Yeah, I get a little amped up when he's fighting, but I know he's always gonna win. So, but it's a fight. You never know what's gonna happen. So, who knows?
It's so true. And what's going to be really cool for you guys one day is to have like the 2 championship belts next
Yeah.
to UFC champion, UFC champion.
I'm gonna beat him though. That's all that really matters, right? Mine's first.
I love that. You guys like have a really competitive edge with each other. I think that you were saying that he got the faster win than you and that you're going to get the
He's
bounce
like
back.
complementary to each other, yeah.
Love that.
You know, he's undefeated now, and I'm not, so that's a big thing, you know.
I have to say though, in my eyes, that fight, like to me, was no loss. I wouldn't hang my hat on that at all. I mean, I might say it in the numbers column, but not in my eyes.
What was that?
I said it might say it on like the numbers column and in the record, but not in my eyes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's we just he's standing over here trying to figure out what I'm talking about.
And I mean, like, look, you went in there and tested yourself with like a woman that so many people are so afraid to get in there with, and that's huge. You can't get any better than that.
I felt fine. I felt fine going in there. You know, I mean, I always get nervous before a fight a little bit, but you know, I know the thing is, I know that that's supposed to happen, so I'm fine. I accept, I accept it. Okay, you know. Yeah, so.
You gave her a pretty deep cut in that first round too, right? I think it was the first or second round that you cut her with that elbow, and it was so great. It was such a great elbow. It was such a great cut. It was amazing, and it was deep too because she had that scar for a really long time. So you scarred Cyborg.
Yeah. I got a lot of her blood on my shirt. That's kind of cool too. But you know, it's a superficial wound, but it was a cool, you know, way to start the fight. You know, give people a little excitement and hope for a win, but didn't pan out.
What do you do with your fight gear and all your equipment after your fight? Do you keep it? Do you auction it off? Do you anything like that?
Right now I've just like been keeping everything. You know, I'm sure eventually it'll get a little bit weird to have so much eventually, but you know, there's you know, for some of the extra stuff, like we always get UFC bags and stuff. I was thinking maybe some kind of like raffle at the gym for like a charity or you know something like that. So that kind of stuff definitely is like rolling in my head. I'm always just so busy that it's hard to really plan things and make things like that. But hopefully you know, in the future, I'll be able to have like help doing stuff like that, and or just be able to have more time on my hands to work stuff like that out. Because that'd be cool to give back a little bit, and um, no one needs to have 30 pairs of fight shorts in their, But she'll end up giving a lot of it to family, that kind of stuff. But
Well, that's pretty cool because they'll have a legacy and an heirloom and everything, and that's who doesn't like that kind of stuff. I think that's
yeah,
absolutely it is. And it's important, and that's really cool that they give you all that extra stuff and you have that, and you could do stuff with it and pretty much choose whatever you want to do with it. Um, I didn't know that they give. I know that like I have a couple friends that
kind of
do.
like the Reebok. Like Reebok gives you a bag of clothes and shoes and like stuff to wear fight week, and then if you don't wear, you kind of pick and choose what you wear. And then if, I've given some stuff away to some teammates already before, but, at this point, it's like I'm going to have too much Reebok stuff. You wear all of it. But no, like at least the gym bag, because everyone on the team that's there gets a duffel bag. And now it's the third time I've been here. Now we all have 3 duffel bags. It's like we have 12 duffel bags between us. Like, eventually we could just start giving or, selling stuff or making, doing stuff like that. It's a little bit more feasible.
Absolutely. Now, I just had like such a great question that I wanted to ask you, and it slipped my mind like that. You have so many great things going on besides the UFC in your life. That's what I was going to ask you. UFC, you've become a rising star. You're getting every time bigger and bigger. You got the co-main event. How has your life changed outside of fighting? Do people come up to you a lot? Are you starting to get more of that notoriety outside of it than you used to?
Um, uh, uh, Gradually, it's not like crazy different. Honestly, I'm still working all the time, still training all the time, and I have I still just kind of lay low a lot. But when we're out, if I'm out like at a local MMA event, then yeah, I get recognized a lot. But then, if I'm just at Walmart, normally not, that kind of thing. I did get recognized once at a random Walmart, which was really cool. But usually after a fight, like the week after a fight, I'll probably get recognized a couple times during the week, kind of depending on where. Like after the Cyborg fight, I had some black eyes that were kind of more obvious, or like walking around with my braids in, like that
Yeah.
kind of makes people double take you first. But when I look normal, it's not really something that happens that much yet. But you know, it's cool when someone recognizes, kind of gives a little bit of a little kick, like, oh man, like this is real. But otherwise, still do regular stuff, still clean the house and do my dishes, what am I gonna do?
Still a normal chick, still Felicia. And Felicia, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Because I've taken a lot of your time this morning, and I wanted to thank you so much for coming on and speaking with us. But if there's anybody you want to thank, shout out, whatever, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, I feel so supported. I really want to thank all the fans for, just being behind me and being so supportive, I guess. Yeah. You and everyone that's, carrying the interview and everything. One of my longtime sponsors, the other side, MMA Apparel, also is always behind me, an up and coming company. They do sell hand wraps that are like nothing you've ever had before. So you can find all that on my social media. You can find all the hand wraps and stuff like that, discounts, blah blah. My social media is at Phenom479. So yeah, check me out.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Felicia, for taking some time to speak with us this morning about your fight this weekend, your fight career. We're gonna cross our fingers, upcoming fight with Amanda Nunes. And I can't wait to hear more about that. And when it comes, I'm gonna be hitting you up. And again, have a fantastic day. Kick some ass on the Ariel Helwani show. And thank you so much, Felicia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon, sweets. Bye.